I'm calling now. Oluchi, try to come. That parlor is not stuffy. It's fly. They are flying now. It's stuffy. Stay here. It's not enter. Yeah, you want another? Am I not this? You not fly. My father is mathematics in my house. You have no mother. You have children, but you will not fly. You will cook anything you want to cook. So you being a mother doesn't mean anything.
Good evening, everyone. So I just want to know if the meeting is still going to hold or we are done for the meeting for tonight. I don't know.
Good evening, bro. The organizers are still trying to reach the host.
All right, thank you so much for the response. I appreciate.
any sauce to stick to us now. We didn't even get a chance to sizzle.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening. I don't know if you can hear me.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So let's wait for a few more persons to join in, and then we'll kick off. Today's
So we can
session
start.
is going to be I
So we
heard
can
someone say,
start. It's already
okay,
late, sir. Yes.
okay.
Thank
We'll,
you.
mm. So tonight's session is basically about translating rehabilitation expertise into products and services. And I'll be taking it from my own. There are going to be two presenters for this particular session. And I will be, I'll be taking it from an angle that, that is my own stronger foot. And then the next presenter will come in that's on Thursday to also, do justice to the topic. So this is, I'll be sharing my screen in a moment so that I can share my slides. I was trying to pull it up. My device kept acting up. I would have sent it some minutes ago, but I'm going to open up the documents that I'll be using to present it. Just so that we can see. It's a short presentation, roughly 10 slides, and there'll be a demonstration at the end of it, just to ensure that you're able to take one or two things out from the conversation, and also try, you can also practice by yourself. Okay, you can, at the end of this presentation, you should be able to get something done. You should be able to maybe design an ebook or create a program on your own and market it. So yeah, I'll share a little bit about myself before going into the presentation purposes. Here I'm a physiotherapist. I'm a licensed physiotherapist, also a wellness life coach. Been doing coaching since 2019. And I've been able to walk around a lot of things, translating this to rehabilitation, translating this to physiotherapy. I've also been able to transition to towards telehealth at some point, using simple tools for tele-rehabilitation services. And these are some of the things that I think they are great opportunities for us. The first, the module one, we did a lot of things around opportunities that you can break into, and telehealth is one of them for everybody. It's something I'll call an open funnel, because you don't need to be a specialist in a particular area. I mean, you don't need to be a physiotherapist or an OT or a speech therapist for you to be able to do this, right? You can do tele-rehabilitation in your own space, in your own field. And then when it comes to, general consulting, it's also something that you can emerge into and you can also dominate. So there are a lot of opportunities for us. There are a lot of opportunities for everybody here in this particular area. So let's dive right into it. Let's go right into it. I'll be sharing my screen. Okay. Just give me a second while I pull it up. So I must also not fail to apologize. A lot of things, happened that made us to delay this session. It was a lot. We're sorry about that. Very sorry about this. This is what we use to, and so this is it. This is it. It's going to be in this form. So this is splitting expertise into products and services for wealth, autonomy, and digital care. And at the end of this presentation, I'll do a short demo, a short live creation of something that you can also try for yourself. Why is it important? Why is this important? Concept. Why is this topic important? Why this matters? Number one is the Nigerian healthcare reality, right? So we're battling a lot of things right now, considering for every level, I mean, the interns are getting it hot, the early career professionals are getting it hot, those who have been in practice are also getting it hot. So like, we're talking about areas that have not been paid since donkey years. We're talking about the salaries that are not enough. We're talking about, strikes and burnouts among healthcare workers. And we don't even know. It's like we don't even know when these things will end. Like if we're talking about the strike now, we don't know when, the whole thing will be resolved. Now they're talking about no work, no pay. So like this is one of the reasons why we must all strive for autonomy. Considering this entrepreneurship project, this program that we're running, why it's important, so that none of us will be left behind. Basically, you can have options, you can have alternatives, you can have things that you're doing for yourself, that will bring you profit or bring additional profit to you, whether you are starting out or whether you're already established, whether you already have a clinic. There are some of these strategies that you'll be learning from this particular conversation can help you triple, double your profits where you're already working, where you're already established. So like clinical skill without autonomy will lead to frustration, most definitely. And wealth is no longer optional, it's protective. Session is about options, creating options. And then this is what I want us to pick specifically from this particular point, this particular slide. People who need you are looking for you. Okay, people who need you, they're looking for you. Just the same way you are looking for clients. If you do private practice, you do home service, domiciliary service, or you have a clinic and you're looking for clients, that's the same way a lot of people are looking for you. The same way they are frustrated. They've been through hell trying to find the right medical professionals. Some of them have been to quacks. Some of them have been to, doctors who did not recommend, who did not recommend your service or refer them on time. So that's just how they're searching and searching for you. There are people who have complex conditions that, you have something to do with that condition. You have a lot of value to offer in that case, but you don't even know that you exist, right? So that's one of the reasons you can decide to use this opportunity to turn your clinical expertise into products and services that will serve your market, that will serve your audience, that will serve your clientele, or will serve your patients in your facility, in your hospital, in your clinic, wherever. Now, let's look at today's focus, translating clinical expertise into products and services, rehabilitation using simple tools and scalable systems. Okay, so these are the two basic things that we'll be talking about tonight. Okay, and in the next 45 minutes, I believe we should be done with this, and you'll be able to do something definitely. So let's look at the next slide. Reframing wealth. So wealth is packaging value, not abandoning patients. Okay, wealth is about packaging value, and some of the packaging is not just about getting equipment for your clinic and furnishing your clinic and all of that. It's also about what you can create that will be of extra value to your clients or to your patients, even while they are not with you, even when they leave your clinic or your hospital, wherever you are meeting them. So we can think of how we can package value at any point for anybody crossing every kind of career, any kind of any walk of life, anything you're involved in. One of the best ways to increase your value and boost your profits or your revenue is by creating digital and physical products, that are easy to pass on to your clients, right? Or to your prospects. You can create these products as add-ons to the service that you already offer. You can also create the products as lead magnets to help you get customers or clients. So if one of the things we can all do, we'll get to that. Let's say, take for example, writing a book, an ebook. This is one of the most easy things, one of the easiest things that we can all do here. You can learn how to write a book right now, an ebook right now, and you can sell that ebook. Now, let me give practical examples, because it may be, how do I put it? It may be illogical that I just come and talk and talk and talk. As far back as 2020, that was the first time I think 2020 going into 2021, I was able to put my thoughts into a book. This time around, it's not health related, it's not physiotherapy related, but I was able to put my thoughts together into a book. I did a training, and after the training, I was able to compile what I did, what I taught in that training, and then I put it into a book. And I got a designer to do my book cover and every other thing. I edited the book myself. It wasn't so perfect, didn't come out so perfect, but I was able to sell nearly, I mean, should be over 100 copies of this book. It's ebook, it's an ebook, so I didn't have to go about publishing and all of that. I was able to sell over 100 copies of the ebook. And one of the strategies that I used was that I could do a training and then I talk about the book in that training and people want to get the book. And one of the things I tell them is you're not just getting this book, you're getting access to a platform where you can ask questions about anything you're reading in this book. So that's just by the way. So your clinical reasoning already has market value. It's also something that we should understand. There's something going on currently in the rehabilitation terrain, not just rehabilitation, healthcare, Nigerian healthcare generally. Right now, it seems like the quacks are taking over. The quacks are taking over. The real professionals are afraid of coming out, are afraid of, sharing value, kind of. I wouldn't say afraid. I don't know why. Some are shy, some are, just hesitant, or some don't know. It's the technical overwhelm. So you check it and you see that some of these guys are doing stuff. The quacks are writing books and they're going viral. They're creating platforms, they are building, communities on social media, and they're doing all that stuff. And those are the people that are being seen. Somebody's mic is open, so I'm getting some feedback. I don't know who that is. So please, can you mute? I'm getting some feedback. I don't know somebody's whose mic is open. Okay. So like I was saying, as I was saying, let's look at income streams. How you can turn your knowledge into profits through digital products or through products, right? How you can turn what you know, how you can translate your clinical experience into products and services that would be of help to your existing clientele, or that would also help you acquire new, win a new market, or penetrate a new market. Okay, so these are some of the things that we're looking at. Number one is generic streams. Okay, and this is for all rehabilitation professionals. All rehabilitation professionals can emerge, can learn, can dominate these fields. I would like to call them open funnels as well. There are many more. I've done a teaching program for medical professionals where I talked about open funnels. Some of the things that we can all dominate. Okay, but this time around, I decided to keep it to narrow it down to products and services, okay, of which it's still not exhaustible. It's not something you can exhaust. Talk about, getting into first aid training and offering first aid training to churches, to organizations and stuff like that. It's something you can easily break into. And if you're a licensed or a certified first aider and you know what you're doing, you have the knowledge, you have the license to, to render care in the midst of a crisis, I mean, as long as you know what to do, you are in charge. As long as you know how to coordinate the team, you're in charge. Whether a consultant is there, a professor, whoever, you're in charge. Okay. So that's one of those things that it's not even here. It just came off the top of my head. Research is another one that you can, find ways to create services, products around research that would help other people and also make you money. So now let's talk about paid assessments and second opinions. Like I said, one of the advantages that we have is, especially if you're good at what you're doing, one of the advantages that we have is the fact that, I mean, the Nigerian healthcare space, the Nigerian healthcare terrain is somehow right now there's a whole lot of medical legal issues going on, which I even predicted as, I think that was last year that I predicted that a lot of hospitals will be sued in 2026. And interestingly, it's already happening with the advent of what we are seeing right now. And there's a whole lot of negligence, there's a whole lot of quackery going on, a whole lot of imbalance in the care system. The healthcare system is already at a huge disadvantage. Okay. So if you come out and position yourself, and people trust you to have the right kind of information, they definitely want to come and meet you. They would definitely want to get second opinions. Oh, the doctor said that my father should get surgery. I mean, there is only surgery that will help him. What do you think? So there are people who reach out to me right now because of the kind of content I create sometimes. Sometimes I get my contents that go viral. Some of them are running into, millions, up to maybe 10 million people viewing what I'm posting, 20 million people. And then because of the kind of contents that I share, people have come to develop some kind of trust for me. And you get them coming in sometimes, oh, what do you think about this? My dad had this, they said he has to do this. What do you think? Or I have this, I've seen this doctor, seen that doctor. What do you think? Now they're looking for your second opinion, and you can monetize that opinion by either creating projects, creating applications, creating tools that they can use that will help them, or offering yourself. That's a service this time, through tele-rehabilitation. Okay. So you can do paid assessments, second opinions. You can do digital rehab guides. You can create guides. You can create a framework using, tools. You can do it yourself. You can also employ artificial intelligence to help you create different frameworks. So recently I built an app that helps my patients, I mean, both patients and clinicians. I'm still, looking for more people to try it out. I used it for a patient recently, I think that was 2 days ago, and I was really impressed by the outcome. So I created an app that helps triage my patients. Okay. So a patient comes and complains about pain and all of that, and you want to extract every information that is necessary, spot possible red flags, and let them know which kind of professional should be involved in their care, whether it be, orthopedic surgeons or rheumatologists or immunologists or speech therapists, whoever it is, right? The app can, actually look at the patient's history and pull out all the necessary information, educate them adequately, and then give me a summary sheet as a clinician, and I can use that sheet to further my assessment. The app can also even suggest differential tests that I can do, further provocative examinations that I can do to figure out what exactly is wrong with the patient and how I can help the patient the most. So, that kind of tool is something that I can either decide to monetize, or I can use it as a bait. I can use it as a lead magnet that people can reach out to me and they are telling me, oh, my doctor said this, my doctor said that. I've seen 10 doctors and they're all saying different things and that, and they don't listen to me. And so that kind of thing is already your advantage, and I can send them the app and then they go through, they put in their details. And at the end of the day, the app is going to tell them, okay, this is most likely this, that, but it is not a substitute for, accurate medical information from, licensed professionals. You have to see your doctor or your physio or whoever. And, at the end of it all, it's still going to refer them back to me. Okay, it's going to make the work easier for myself. It's going to make it easier for them as well, because it can give them a note that they can use to, go to the hospital, reach out to anybody and share it with them. One thing I want us to understand is that, can you hear me? I'm hearing something in the background. I'm hearing, should I continue? Hello?
You can continue.
Hi.
Okay, okay.
We can
We
hear
can
you.
Thank
You
you,
hear
can
you.
thank you.
continue.
Okay, thank you. So like I was saying, one thing I want us all to understand is that this thing is pretty easy. It's easy. It's easy. I've been doing this for a while now, and I mean, I would have doubled down on it if not that I have a lot of other things that I do. For those who already have experience, who already established in the field, there's so much you can do. There's so much you can do. I mean, people, once you take a picture on white coat and you put it on Facebook, people don't care whether you're a quack. They trust you already. They don't care. They don't care whether you have 2 years experience or 1 year or 0.5 weeks of experience. You put on a white coat, stethoscope, whatever, take a picture and put it on Facebook, put it anywhere. They trust you already. Some of the things that we think are difficult are actually not, right? Sometimes it's overwhelmed. Like I said, you are thinking that you need all the tools to start. You need one advanced, complex medical tool. Nah, a lot of the patients that I've actually had conversations with, I mean, people who have reached out to me and I've had one-on-one sessions with them, and it's not free sessions, they paid, you know. The problem, okay, this is the problem. I've been having this pain or that pain. I've been to the hospital, I've gone for physio and this and that. I just want your opinion. And I'm like, okay, if you want to get my opinion, this is how much you pay for it. And I'll sit down with you and I'll talk with you. And at the end of the day, I'm going to give you a summary, a sheet, a document of my assessment so that you can go back to your doctor and this will guide them with whatever they are doing for you. Okay, you can take this to your physio and ask them to do this test or that test, or ask them to, just carry out further examination, or you can even link them up to me with me. Sometimes what also delays us is that we think we have to do everything. For people to pay you, you think you have to, struggle from the triage, you have to do the patient planning, care planning, you have to discharge, you have to do everything for them to pay you. No, some people are willing to pay good money just for somebody to sit down and listen to them. They don't even need you to talk. They just want to feel that somebody understands them. And that alone is a lot. There's a particular remote work opportunity I saw sometime. I wasn't really interested in it. And it's just listening skill. Just listen. You listen to people who rant about their problems, and by the time you are listening, you are done listening, you go, they pay you, and you go. You don't have to talk. If you talk, they can report you. You know, so that's the kind of thing. The kind of thing that happens sometimes. Sometimes these people want health professionals that understand empathy and communication skills, that won't try to shut them down, that will try to help them find answers, even if they don't know exactly what's wrong with them, what's going on in their bodies, right? Some people are struggling with different kind of issues, autoimmune conditions, connective tissue disorders, and all of that. And they may just need somebody to listen to them for the first time. Because a lot of times you go to the hospital, you try to reach out to a doctor, especially for women. And if you're a woman and you're a health professional, it's an open market for you, especially if you are in women's health. A lot of women are looking for who to talk to. Women's health is, I mean, it's a lot of issues are grossly underreported, under-researched, undertreated, and dismissed. So a lot of women go to the hospital and they meet the doctor and they just dismiss them. Some women are having painful periods and they've gone to the hospital many times and they just keep loading them with pain medication and telling them it's normal part of being a woman. So you being able to just listen to them and say, okay, I think you should see this kind of expert. Sometimes that's all you need to do. Refer. Okay, refer. And that referral is treatment on its own. I know how many patients I've met, whether they came for physio or they came for my opinion, and they are like, oh, I'm having this knee pain, back pain, and then I'm having chest pain. And all I needed to do was to listen to them and say, oh, before any other thing, go and see a cardiologist. That's all. Like, right, go and see a cardiologist. You can't, I mean, every chest pain is an emergency until investigated and, discovered otherwise. So back to what I was saying, caregiver education programs, you can actually do this for patients who probably their family members are coming to the hospital. There are different things that they need to know. The physiotherapist can train on posture, on back care, on lifting, transfer, ergonomics, and all of that, supporting the patient. All those stuff that you notice, whatever lapses that you notice are in the system, is an opportunity for you. Okay, so you can literally just become that trainer, that consultant, that instructor. All you want to do for a while is just help families understand what's going on with the bodies of their loved ones who probably had a stroke, had an accident, or dementia, whatever. Okay, so you can think about education programs. When we hear caregivers, sometimes we think it's just about professional caregivers, but anyone who is taking care of a patient, relatives, or whatever, they are meant to be fully involved in the patient's recovery plan. Okay, so you can look into that. Did your parents have a stroke? Whatever. This is what you need to know about this condition. This is what you need to know. Someone sent me a message not long ago. I think that was in December, and his dad had a stroke, and immediately the dad had a stroke, they were still running up and down the hospital. They were, the regular delay and all of that. And he called me, and I was the one who was educating him, even though I did that for free, but it's something that I can monetize. I did it for free because he's someone that I would want to do something like that for at no cost. So he called and was like, oh, this is what happened. They are still telling them this. I was like, okay, have you done CT scan? They said no, the CT machine is bad. They were saying tomorrow. I said no, it can't be tomorrow. You have to ensure that you keep pressuring them before we start telling stories from there. He had to call back and pressure, and they took the man to another hospital to do the CT scan and all of that. So this is one of the things that you can do. It's one of the ways you can bring value to your already existing clientele or to the new markets that you want to serve. And of course, once you are able to learn the skill, the next phase of what you want to learn is how to monetize the skill, the business of the skill. Okay, which is part of why we have this program running. Once you are able to learn to create something, to build something, the next thing you want to learn is how to sell what you have built or created. If not, you will just keep acquiring stuff, good stuff to yourself. You keep acquiring all the nice stuff to yourself, and nobody's going to buy it, and you're not going to have money that's coming from it. So corporate wellness and injury prevention. Think about sports clubs. There are a lot of sports clubs in Abuja. I mean, football clubs, badminton clubs, and all of that. You can create stuff. You can create an injury prevention sheet, right? Injury prevention, whatever, injury prevention course. And you can approach these, the coaches and the managers of the clubs and all of that. You just meet them where they are playing. Go to that badminton court, that sports club, whatever, and reach out to the manager, talk to them about what you want to offer, or pitch your cost to them. You developed something that will help prevent injuries. There's a higher prevalence of injuries and all of that with players who don't know about injury prevention. And this is what the statistics is saying, that people who have been taught about injury prevention, the injury rate drops drastically from maybe like 60 or 50% down to 30 to 10%, whatever. Okay, so it's one of the things that you can do. Corporate wellness programs, you can reach out to organizations, collaborate with other experts, talk to them about wellness, about these ones are basic things, very, very basic. Oh, you need to drink water. Oh, you need to eat healthy. Of course, you wouldn't want to cross boundaries by trying to go into details of certain things that are not necessarily for you. You should know when to say, okay, at this point, you need to see a dietitian to help you craft a diet plan, except you have advanced training in that area. Okay, you need to see this person or that person. You're having weight loss issues, you need to go to see your doctor to help check your metabolic indices. and every other thing, and then we would have to work as a team. So those basic things: avoid alcohol, don't smoke, all of those things. You can let me also share this, right? So because this is both a service and a product, you can think of it this way. You can go into any church, right? Any organization, and you talk to the pastor or talk to the manager or talk to the programs coordinator or the head of operations, right? And then you tell them that this is what you have, this is what you are bringing to the table, and you want to do maybe a free 20-minute session or maybe a low cost session for them, and if they're interested, they can get the next one at a discount, whatever. But it's going to be hard for people to reject such, because they're actually, like I said, the people you're looking for are looking for you, right? So if you go to a church, for example, and then you reach out to the pastor and you tell them that this is your brochure, this is your plan, this is whatever, this is what you're working on, and you have a project in mind, and this is the goal, right? Now, at the initial phase, your goal may not necessarily be to make profit, and this is what a lot of us need to understand. When you're starting some things, a lot of people are always asking this question: when am I going to monetize? When am I going to make money from it? Is it making money? Is money involved? Right? But if you're able to understand that at a particular phase of your life, at a particular phase of the business, you may be trying so hard to actually get publicity. You may be trying so hard to get awareness. You may be trying so hard to get credibility, to build trust with your target market. So one of the things you can do is volunteering, you know, doing these things on voluntary basis, doing them for free. Reach out to a church nearby, tell them that this is the plan that you have, you want to do this, and it's going to be easier for you to get clients. I'm speaking from experience. I've been able to execute some projects here in Abuja, and uh, people are just all over you trying to get your number. Oh, my father has this, my mother has this, are you available, and all of that. You even be the one running away. So you can get into that corporate wellness space. You can become a wellness coach. I would even advocate that all of us who are here, we should try to get into some of these basics, right? The basics of nutrition, basics of wellness, things like sleep, talking about sleep deprivation, healthy sleep, sleep hygiene, the basics of exercise, movement, mental well-being. These are the areas, some of the open funnels that we can actually dominate. So it's not like you need a special certificate or degree to emerge in some of these areas. Things like lay counseling, psychological first aid. If we come around these things and pick them and look into them, we can create wellness programs. Anybody here can create wellness programs and pull it towards your field of strength. So if I am an audiologist and I'm doing a wellness program, one of the things I want to talk about is hearing, is protecting your ear. And I'll make the ear, I'll exaggerate the role of the ear in the human body, because it's my field, it's my strength. And truly, the role should actually receive the attention it deserves. Now, let's say I want to create a wellness program. I want to write a book on wellness, right? And I can talk about maybe exercise, role of exercise in you staying healthy, sleep and rest, talk about food, right? Eliminating junk and all of that, eating closer to the earth, eating more natural stuff, Mediterranean diet and the role in preventive healthcare, all of those things, food as medicine, right? The basics, the basic information. Everyone can have this basic information and share this basic information. Now, talking about other things. Now, I can come to the last chapter of that book or the first chapter of the book, and I talk about the ear, caring for your ear. And I could make it like the major thing because I am an audiologist. I'm giving an example, okay? So maybe as a physiotherapist, I can still write about many things. And at the end of the day, I'll put the role of exercise, and then I'll talk about physiotherapy specifically, when to see your physiotherapist. I've done a lot of programs, a lot of outreaches, a lot of content series that I had to talk about physiotherapy and the role of physiotherapy and all of that. Physiotherapy in oncology, physiotherapy in orthopedics, physiotherapy in women's health. So it's going to be hard for people who have followed me for a while on social media to not know what physiotherapists do. It's going to be very hard, okay? And it's going to be easier for them to have need for physiotherapists and then they will just storm into my DM and ask me whatever it is that they want to ask. So I've had people reach out to me from different places. I've had people, say they met me on social media, they want to see me in person, they want to come to the clinic where I work and all of that. And that's also amazing. Okay, it's all about you being able to give value and make yourself more visible. Now, student mentorship and exam prep. This is also another thing that we can get into. There's this particular young man. I don't think he's here. His name is Toluani, and he's doing amazingly well in that area. I met him when we were in school. I think he was my junior in school, University of Lagos, I think. And he's doing this Achilles drill where he tutors students. Okay, he tutors students, uses YouTube, talk about anatomy, biochemistry, and all of that. And he's really doing well. He's expanding, and it's one thing that we can all dominate. We can all emerge into and dominate. Okay, so as a professional, maybe as a physiotherapist, as a speech therapist, audiologist, whoever. I mean, O&P, occupational therapist, all of us. You can create such programs, student mentoring programs. So they're saying there are students who are complaining that the future seems bleak for their profession. They don't know where they are getting to. They don't know what next. They don't know, how to build a career in that area. But you have a master's, or you have a PhD, or you have widely traveled. You're a professor in that particular field, right? You can create platforms. You can create mentoring. This thing is not hard. It's as simple as opening a WhatsApp group. Just go to WhatsApp, create a group, create a small flyer, put it on the group as a group display picture, and then start passing information. Or if you want to join this, I have a free training coming up. If you're interested, join this group. And at the end of the free training, you introduce them to your paid program. Okay, I have a mentoring program for students, and if you're interested, pay 5K, 10K to join, whatever. Okay, and they'll be willing to actually get on board with whatever you're doing because you're offering value. Okay, exam preparations as well. A lot of people have the anxiety when it comes to passing examinations. So you were good with clinicals in school, positioning, all of those things. So you can help students who are still in school to pass their examinations, to recommend reading materials, some of the materials that you use, some of the notes that you use that are still available for you, some of the textbooks. You can create platforms, paid platforms that they'll join. A lot of people actually want that sense of belonging. I can remember as far back as my days in school, I was craving mentorship. I was looking out for a platform where young physios and physiotherapy students would join and say, okay, this person is a mentor figure to me and all of that. And that craving still exists. It's a major gap in all the rehabilitation professions. So it's something that anybody here can still pick up and decide to create. Okay, it's a low hanging fruit. All of these things are low hanging fruits. Now, ebooks, paperbacks. I've talked about ebooks. I've talked about writing books. You can write books and publish books. People are looking for the right information, and in this era, you may think that, oh, these things are available online. No, they are available, but people don't trust availability. They trust credibility. So they want to be sure that this thing is not just somebody that went to AI and copy something and put in a book. No, they want to be sure that this person went to school. She is a doctor or physiotherapist or nurse or whoever that is putting this thing together. They want to be sure that they're not getting the wrong information, because even artificial intelligence can make mistakes sometimes. So it needs a supervisor, at least for now that the most of the tools are not able to think for themselves. Okay, which is actually the next goal for artificial intelligence. So creating courses, inner circles, and everything that I've mentioned so far, most of these things are things I've done. I've created courses. I've been able to make a lot of money from creating courses, running digital programs, creating digital products, books, and all of that. So it's something anyone can do. Inner circles, I have different tiers of programs. Now, this is the thing. It may not necessarily have to be health alone, but one of your biggest strategies for client acquisition and for value offering could be to integrate health into what you're already talking about. So I do life coaching. I do coaching and consulting and mentoring and all of that. And from 2020 to about 2024, no, 2023, I was doing mostly personal and professional development coaching, and I wasn't talking about health. I was still fluid, and I was still trying to figure out, how do I even blend? Am I sure I want to really practice? Am I sure I want to do this thing at all? How do I blend everything? But later on, it occurred to me, I have a signature program, and it seems the only thing outside, the only thing excluded in that signature program is health. Do people need health information? Of course. So I went ahead and asked my audience, what would you like me to teach? If I should include health in my program, what would you like me to include? And they told me. And I discovered that a lot of people were beginning to navigate to my health content that I was not even posting. I mean, I was not talking about health at all. So I started doing it more often. And I added health to my signature program. So I'll talk about exercise, I'll talk about sleep, I'll talk about diet, I'll talk about these different things in my program for almost every cohort. Now, what did that do for me? It helped me to attract a certain kind of people. So when I was doing personal and professional development, people would look at me and they're like, "This guy is too young." The older people, the older generation will look at me and they are like, "No, this guy is young. You don't know anything. What makes you a coach? Who are you to call yourself a life coach? Whatever." Right? But immediately I added health. The older people started navigating towards me because, after all, I mean, he went to school and he studied physiotherapy and came out and he has been talking a lot of things that make sense. So let me just go if this is where my help will come from, right? And eventually they come in and they enjoy every other thing that I'm talking about. So that's how it is. These things are simple, they are scalable, and they're repeatable. They are things that you can easily scale. Okay. You can use low ticket and free products as your lead magnet strategy for client acquisition. I already mentioned this earlier. So you can write an ebook. It doesn't have to be too much. It can be a 7-page ebook, can be a 10 pages ebook, right? You can even create a document like this one that I'm using right now. You can create a document like this, right? And you can, put it out there. Let people get access to it. Because it's a high value document, it's dense and it's rich, right? And at the end of the day, when they are done, they are going to be interested in what you're offering and they will come to you. I can create this document now, and at the end of the document, by the end of the document, I'll now put visit my clinic at so and so, whatever. Now, I can run adverts to this particular document and get people who are interested in reading what is inside here for free. So the advert is saying, download this book, Osteoarthritis Management Guide. So I'm a physio. I can run ads to an ebook which will not violate any policy. It's not like I'm advertising myself, right? I'm running ads to a value added product. Download this ebook and learn what you should do if you have osteoarthritis. If you have a family member who has osteoarthritis, this book will tell them all they need to do. So the book is not going to be telling them, bring shea butter and massage, bring this one, go and buy infrared. No, that's not the point. But then this book is going to properly educate them simply on what osteoarthritis is. Your doctor said you have osteoarthritis. So what next? Okay. You teach them what it is, teach them what the management plan should look like, who should be involved in their care, and how to do self-advocacy. These are usually the core tenets, the core areas that I focus, when I do some of these things. So I don't really go to dive into certain things. So I am currently working on a book for pregnant women. It's going to be a very big one, very big ones. In fact, I said I'm going to write it in series of volumes, because at some point I had to also go and announce my audience. And I said, what do you want to learn? I mean, women, pregnancy, all of those things. What do you want me to add to my book? And they listed almost 50 new topics to the ones, from the ones I already had. So now I'm currently trying to work on the volume and expand everything. So the book is not necessarily telling you, oh, if you have placenta previa, do this. No, inside that book, if I talk about placenta previa, if I talk about bleeding during pregnancy, if I talk about any of those things, right, it's basically going to give you the information of the right thing to do. That is to go and see your gynecologist. If you notice the signs of this, if you notice the signs of that, if they've told you that you have this is what you should know about it. Different presentations, what does it mean for you? External cephalic version, the practice of ECV, what does it mean? Can you get that done? When is the safest period to have it done? Birthing positions, what is the right birthing position to use for delivery? Are the options available in most hospitals in Nigeria? How can you do self-advocacy? How will you know if your midwife is open to certain things? The practices around episiotomy, cutting, consent, stitching after the episiotomy after care. So these are some of the things that I'll put in the book. Who wouldn't want to read that kind of book? Who wouldn't want to have access to that kind of thing? And some of you listening to me, you already have way more experience in some of these fields. Okay, be it audiology, anything. So a lot of people still don't know that they shouldn't sit close to speakers, for example. So people go to parties, they go to church, they go to different places, and then they have the speaker blasting in their ears and all of that. So if we can look into preventive care, preventive health, we can all begin to think of ideas, think of books to write, think of courses to create, things that we can do that would help people, and we can package these things and sell, or we can package them to use them as free materials, free resources as lead magnets. Lead magnet simply means, a lead is a customer, a potential customer, someone who's about to buy from you. That's a lead. Okay. So lead magnet is a term we use in marketing. That is you putting out a free product or a low ticket product. That's a very low price product, so that when they get it, you can have access to their email. Okay. So now you can run advert to a particular document that is telling people, oh, if you have neck pain, what next? You now put the document, and at the end of the document is visit our clinic and this and that and that, right? And you target those people. Now you can target people in a particular vicinity, in a particular location. So let's say you are in Abuja and you run adverts and target people in Asokoro or Guzapi, people you know that they have paying power. Okay, and your clinic is located close to them, and then they download this ebook. By downloading it, you already have their email. And for the fact that they download the ebook, it means because you already structured the document in a way that it speaks to their pain points, it means that they need you. So you don't even need them to reach out to you. You can start reaching out to them. You can start sending them emails, sequencing the emails. So, hello, you downloaded the book. This is what to do. Are you having pain? This is what to do. Ensure to visit a physiotherapist on time. Whatever. Okay. Talk about the dangers of abusing pain medications, opioids, all of that. Okay. So now, profession specific translations. Okay, these are some of the things that you can specifically go into. There are a lot of them, but I'll highlight few for each of the professions. Here. I hope I represented all of them. So number one is physio. So like physios, you can think of what you can do. These are things that are very, very much specific to you, okay? Or things that you would have an upper hand in, right? So talking about back care programs, you can write about preventive, care, how to spine injury prevention, okay? Preventing back pain and neck pain, your ultimate guide. Robin McKenzie wrote a book. I think it's Treat Your Own Back Pain. I think that's the topic of the book, and it's been a highly recommended text among physiotherapists in school, in practice. Treat your own back pain, different protocols and principles, and all of that. That's his hustle. Sometimes we see these things and we see textbooks, we see documents, we see all of those things. We don't know that this thing is people's hustle, that your own too can come out and be breathed to life. Okay, that you can write a book about understanding back pain, understanding dementia, understanding whatever. Now, AI tools are available. You can actually, get a lot of information, get a lot of things done with AI. Okay. It doesn't mean that you're copying AI word for word, but then you're getting valuable information and you're able to package it well. So back care programs, stroke rehabilitation, ergonomics. Now, these can either be products and or services or both. Okay, so you can write a book, stroke from triage to rehab. Okay, from triage to rehab. What happens from the moment the baba is trying to call his son and he's mumbling words and he tries to raise his hand and one hand is going up and the other one is still down, or he notices that he loses balance, or he says he's having thunderclap headaches and all of that. From all those protocol, fasted or faster, whatever protocol, down to triage. How Okay, when this man is rushed to the hospital, what's the right thing to do? At what minute should there be an emergency CT scan? At what minute should there be, what kind of intervention? And at what point this man has been stabilized? At what point should they invite physiotherapists? At what is the right time to invite the speech therapist and the audiologist to actually be involved in that care, so that nothing is lacking, so that we can give a more robust holistic management? Okay, so now if you're able to interact with other members of the team, the audiologist, the OT, the speech therapist, the PNO, and create something robust. You can approach anybody and say, okay, what's your role here? At what point should you come in? I'm writing a book, I'm working on a book. What do you think about this? What's okay? Can you go through it and then tell me what is correct or what I should edit? And then by the time you're done with that, this becomes a valuable product in the hands of anybody who is seeing it, right? So now they know anybody whose dad had a stroke. In fact, people can even be looking for you online. Oh, this person has talked about this. Let me just quickly go and order the book because I know that the right information is there, right? And right now, as we speak, there are a lot of caregivers in the hospitals. I don't even know how they are coping because of the whole strike and everything. But there are a lot of caregivers in the hospitals that their parents, their spouses have had issues, health-related issues, and they are looking for more information. The doctors will just come, oh, this is okay, this and that. Oh, you're asking too many questions, and boom, they disappear, right? Or sometimes they even laugh. I'm not just saying the doctor. Some of us do it. I mean, physios, OT, all of us, we're all guilty, right? Sometimes we don't give patients the quality time that they need, and sometimes the excuse we have is that the system is too busy, system is not this, system is not that. Sometimes it's also our fault. So if you're able to create a product that people can get, download, they can purchase, and then they know the right information that they can get the right information they're looking for, right? So the OT, I've already talked about physio. Back here, ergonomics, also very important. You can have those pictures of, the right sitting posture or what they've told us about posture. Most of it is wrong. You have to sit on a straight back chair, sit like 90 degrees, like a hung stool, all of those things, right? But this is what science is saying. This is what, we're evolving to understand about posture, about back care, about ergonomics, right? And you put pictures, you put all of those things in a book, in an ebook that you've created. It can even be like this one, right? And people can buy it at any price that you want to put it, right? And let me give us one tip. If you want to go into this, if you want to try this out, don't sell digital products. Sell extra value, sell extended value, sell an experience, sell community. So I don't think there's any of my books or courses that people have bought standalone. No. In fact, when you pay me to get my book or my course, what you'll be getting access to is not a book or a course. It's going to be a group chat, a WhatsApp community. Okay? Why? Because people want extra value. And that having the community alone signals extra value. So when people pay me, I send them a link, join the WhatsApp group, and they join. And then if they join the WhatsApp group, the link to the product is already in the group description. So they will just go there and download it. And if they have any question, they can ask me. For most people, they will never ask anything. But if you remove them, if you dare remove them from that group, they will sue you. You and them will have problem. They won't comment, they won't engage, they won't do anything, but they just want to be there. That sense of belonging is extra value to them. Now, OT, daily living skills. You can talk about maybe pivoting, maybe transfer skills and all of that, how to renovate your home. Just had a stroke, this is what to do. Can talk about all of those things, including rehabilitation in your daily life, return to work, all of those things. That is that this is your strong point. Of course, there are interlapping roles. There's always been this crisis between physiotherapy and occupational therapy. The argument, oh, you people are functional, you people are meant to be in this part. No, no, no. There's a lot of overlap in what we do by training and experience. So you can also decide, because of that overlap, to figure out what is your greatest strength. Even if somebody else can do it, you know that you can do it better. So you can now decide to start creating products in those areas. Okay. So I can decide to write stuff, write books, or create programs, or build applications that would help. I mean, more like an exercise prescription tool that people have already created one like that. Something that I think it's fitness calculator, fitness indices calculator, something like that. That people can come put in their BMI, put in measure the abdominal circumference, waist to hip ratio, all of those things, and put it in. And then I created a unique formula, different from the regular ones that are there, to help them, tell them something about their health, their fitness level, right? Putting this time around, it's more like putting BMI and every other factor together, not just the BMI, which is kind of outdated. So You can create things like that. You can think of things. You can innovate. Okay, there's no limit to what is possible right now with artificial intelligence. There's actually no limit. So there's, talk about sensory integration, school readiness, return to work, return to school. The speech therapist can talk about toddler speech, getting your toddler to speak. Okay. Um, Milestones. These are also things that we can all leverage on. Milestones, social cognitive development. When your child is not speaking, tongue tie, swallowing difficulties. You can talk about some of these things, right? Post-stroke speech recovery. You can write books. If you go to the internet and search, you will discover that for a lot of these things that I'm talking about, there's nothing you will find on them. Nothing. Because most of us healthcare professionals, rehabilitation professionals, we are too used to clinic and classroom. We don't see any other option in between. We don't see any other wealth creation pathway, nothing else, just clinic and classroom. So it's either we're training to become consultants at any level, or we're training to become professors, and we see it as the highest level. But in between these two, there's just a world of experiences that we're not leveraging on. Okay. And you can start writing books. You can start translating all the research papers that you've done, all the things with tools now. In fact, there are tools right now that you can even use. You drop in a research paper and it will turn it into series of content. So that your research that you've done and your findings and all the work you've put in, you can drop it into the tool. It will generate series of content. You can package the content and turn it into an ebook. You can go live on YouTube, on any platform, talk about something, host yourself, host other people, have conversations, and then use a transcription tool, extract the transcript, use a tool like DeepSeek. Don't worry about all of these things I'm mentioning. It may seem a bit complex. I'm just trying to expose you to the opportunities, to the awareness first. So you can use a tool like DeepSeek. This is what I do. And then I alter the transcript and turn the transcript into series of content, or I directly turn the transcript into a chapter of a book. So I can literally do a series on sales, and then I extract each of those series, extract the transcript, and then turn the transcript to chapters of a book. And at the end of the day, I have a full book on sales that I can now send to my editor or my proofreader, which for now, AI tools are doing editing, AI tools are doing proofreading. All you may need is to just do the final work, do everything, send it to somebody who will help you package it, and then send it to a publisher. That's all. That's all. You can even send it to the publisher direct. They'll take care of every other thing. Okay. So, audiology, hearing screening, tinnitus education. So remember that this is both, referring to both services and products. Okay. Hearing screening, tinnitus education. I was talking with Dr. Jeto Imbo the other day, and about tinnitus, an experience I had, and how this thing can be very frustrating, right? And people are not talking about it. A lot of professionals, including the medical doctors, may not even know how best to help people apart from recommending medication, putting them on medication, right? But if you are creating this thing, sometimes we get angry that people don't know what we do, right? Physios, we have those conversations a lot. People don't know what we do. People don't come to us. They visit quacks and all of that. But if we're actually creating content and products, it's going to be a lot easier for people to reach out to us for what we are offering. If we stop hiding in our cocoons, if we stop hiding in the clinic and in the confines of the classroom, it's going to be a lot easier for people to see what we're doing and come to us for it. Okay, so now tinnitus education, P&O, post-fitting training, mobility education, all of those things. These are some of the areas that you can actually emerge and dominate, right? Now, people get amputated, there are people who have had amputations, and there's nobody teaching them that this is, how to take care, the aftercare. This is how to take care of your stump care, all of those things, right? This is how to take care of it. This is how to maintain your device. Okay, whether it is prosthetic tooth, or foot, whichever one. This is how to take care of it. This is how to prevent infections. That's one of the things that you can, peer into and it's going to be easier to emerge. So we're turning clinical skill to structured service and eventually to income. That's why I said you must learn the business of the skill and the business of the products that you are offering. So this is another area, tele-rehabilitation. We need to understand, I've already said these things. Tele-rehab, tele-rehab is not about expensive technology. It is
General.
structured remote care. Please, can someone help ask the person to mute? So tele-rehab is structured remote care, okay? And I mentioned WhatsApp here for a reason. We overthink a lot of things and we never start. Okay, it's as basic. A lot of the patients I've talked with over the phone, consulted for over the phone. And I mean, I did it via WhatsApp or via Facebook. I just called directly, right? You can use other tools. If you want it to be recorded, you can use YouTube Live and record and make it accessible to only them, right? Whichever thing you want. If you want to do Zoom, fine, you can do Zoom. And then at the end of the day, in fact, you can also have tools that can listen to your conversations and kind of summarize the conversation. Okay, that's where we're heading to. And at the end of the day, you can summarize everything, you can document everything and send them their documentation. So now, if I am going to do virtual consultation for you, right? And I already know my role, it's not a must that you offer treatment with virtual appointments. Sometimes you can, right? In some cases you can, but it's not a must. Even if your only role is to just consult, assess over the phone, write a note that you can take to their doctor and they pay you. Whether they're paying 25 or 30 or 15, that one is up to you and them, right? But then you're doing this for them, and then at the end of the day, they can have a note, a clinical summary that they can take to their hospital and meet the doctor and say, oh, my physio gave me this. Okay, the speech therapist talked to me about the speech and I said I should take it to the hospital so they can write me a proper referral to a speech therapist in my location. People will always have questions. If you have that basic knowledge, even with AI tools now, there's something happening in healthcare space that we have to be aware of, and that is polarization of certain roles. The GP's role is being polarized by artificial intelligence. The radiologist's role is being polarized by artificial intelligence. It means that you can easily use some tools to analyze a patient's clinical history before they even get to meet the doctor and give them something that will help them give that doctor better insight into their patient management journey. Okay? And you are not crossing any boundaries because you are not offering them treatment. Okay? So you are listening to their story. Even ChatGPT right now can listen to a patient's clinical history and synergize and synthesize ideas to come up with a plan, not treatment, a plan of care, what it should look like. Okay, so now I talked about WhatsApp. There are other advanced tools like ZimDoc EMR, of which we all know Dr. Nnamdi is the pioneer. He's doing a lot of work with that. You can get used to the EMR platform and you can use it for tele-rehabilitation, try it out. That's of course this is not like an advert. He doesn't even know that I included ZimDoc here. So it's not like I'm advertising. So there are platforms that you can use. These are simple tele-rehab tool stack. We have WhatsApp. You can use it for follow-ups. You can use it to send videos. You can use it for support. You can consult for a patient, and at the end of the day, you've had maybe one meeting with them, and you can just put a playlist on YouTube together and share with them. Okay, it will be a handy tool, a handy resource for whatever you're doing. So we give home programs sometimes, and we don't follow up on what the patients actually understand, right? So sometimes doing a video with them and creating a playlist, an additional playlist, and sending it to them may be a very handy tool, right? So Zoom, Google Meet, also there for assessment sessions, Google Forms, which you can also create additional forms using AI tools, right? Can help with intake, can help with consent, can help with tracking. Consent is also very important with some of these, in fact, all of these things. Any client engagement, any patient engagement should involve gaining informed consent. So now, Google Drive, you can use it for libraries, you can use it for existing libraries, you can use Google Docs as well. So you must learn how to use some of these tools. All the tools I've mentioned here are free, completely free to use. okay, except you are looking for some advanced feature. So this is a simple workflow for tele-rehab that you can make use of. Okay, so you can think about online consultation forms. People can fill the form and then come to you at the end. So now I I developed a tool that people can use to triage themselves. Like they can use to understand their condition, use to analyze what is going on in their bodies, and it will suggest to them who do you need to see, right? So it's no longer a case of I was having knee pain in 2006 and I went to the doctor and he kept giving me pain medication for 7 years before I eventually met a physio. No, you use my app. It's free to use, at least for now. It's free to use. And you go through the entire conversation. And at the end of the day, it tells you, okay, this could be this, or that. For you to get a proper diagnosis, go to the medical doctor, ensure that you see a specialist, or you can visit a physiotherapist and that. But these are the people that you will need to involve in your care. You will need this person. You will likely need an orthopedic surgeon. And if this is the case, you may need a rheumatologist, but you would definitely need a physiotherapist. So these three people are the core people in the management of your condition. So the AI tool is going to tell you. So at the end of the day, they already have a clear idea of what their care is going to look like. Okay, so now you see online consultation form. Now, when they are done filling all of that and they get to the end of it, they're going to have, oh, reach out to me via this or visit my clinic. Click on this link to book an appointment, whatever, right? And then it takes them directly to you. Very easy. Very easy. Now you don't have to be the one prospecting. You don't have to be the one going up and down. Imagine you walking up and down, telling everybody you're a physiotherapist door to door. You get stressed out. You probably just slump one day, right? But then this tool is out there. You post it on social media. You do events and you post it, and people are going to just go in their numbers and they click and they use it. And at the end of the day, they come to you, right? I created another tool that helps people find clarity. Now, at the end of the clarity to the tool, the whole tool, it gives them a strategy sheet. And then after all of that, they are done reading it, they are excited, they want to do more. Then there's a link there. Book an appointment with me, book my mentorship program, book my coaching program, and then they come. And at that point, they're already polarized. If I tell them the price, they won't want to argue much. But when they did not know me very well or know the value I can offer them, they'll probably be left hanging. So now, assessment via Zoom, care plans sent digitally, weekly live sessions if you want to, right? People are charging for these things. I had a conversation with a health coach recently, and I was just inquiring about her service, and she told me for 6 months. Yeah, 6 months. I think it's one weekly session. Um, 6 months is 400,000 naira for group 400,000 naira, and then for one-on-one it's 700,000 naira. And it's not like she's begging. People are paying. Like people are actually paying for that. What's holding us back? Like what's stopping us? It's something that you can actually add to what you're already doing. It's not for you to go and quit your job. No. But then it's something that you can add as a resource, right? So you are doing this one for passion, you are doing this one for profit, so that you don't end up frustrated. Especially now that the government is, pushing no work, no pay. There's a whole lot that you can do for yourself. Now, ongoing WhatsApp support. So you are literally building a digital clinic, right? So now we're looking at the last slide. From tools to apps, right? AI assisted apps. There's just a lot that you can do, right? It's called, there's something I was telling somebody about, how I design some of these applications that I use. They're basic apps and they are web hosted and they are free. I didn't have to pay for any hosting or anything like that. So you can start manual, you can validate the demand, you can then automate with simple apps, right? You can use AI vibe coding for rehab platforms. Okay. Now, let me quickly show us some things. Okay, we're going to use the next few minutes to get some some kind of practical. Okay, so this is like my AI talks. So I have a lot of other tools, but these ones are the ones that I decided to just create a special pack for them. So this ChatGPT, this DeepSeek, these are my top used tools. Now, this particular document that we are using, I created with Gamma. Okay, gamma.app, gamma.app. If I want to create a document, right, it's just that it's going to involve me, using a credit. I mean, using some credits from here, but I don't mind. So let's just quickly, now, these are some things I've created in the past, right? And when we are done with this, I would want you to try it. It's super easy. This slide was created with Gamma. I didn't have to stress myself. I only had to feed it with the right content, and it created it for me. The slide, I created this slide now, like I created it today, because a lot of things happened, and I was even confused about the date and all of that. My WhatsApp cleared, everything just scattered. But today, when I saw this information, I reposted it and I went ahead and I was like, okay, let me use a few minutes. I think within 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I was done, right? But usually we would struggle with creating things, we would struggle with creating slides. So this, I used it as a document, but it's also a slide, right? So I can easily just download it in any format that I want, right? I can download it as a slide, I can download it as a document, just like the way we used now. But let's go back. Let me open this and show us how to create one. You can try it later, create something, maybe something related to your field that you can send to your clients. You can put your details at the end of it, and you can easily edit it. But if you want to edit it, you must use your PC, not your device. Okay, but you can create with your phone. So you open Gamma app, you sign up to Gamma, sign up to Gamma, and then you can let me go back home. Let me go back to the home. So now all you need to do is create new AI. But then let me show you examples of some of the stuff I've built, designed with this. So I tried creating this one. I'm going to edit it. I would have to edit the images in this one, right? And this is what it looks like. So this one is a guide, okay? Remember, it's a must that you will just be doing, a particular kind of content. You can create guides, you can create workbooks, So now this is Every Woman's Guide to Pregnancy and Postpartum Wellbeing, right? This is more like the book I wanted to write, right? Even though this is like a test, I think I used this for a training. I used it for a training somewhere. Now, you see, this is like a book, okay? This is like a book. And of course, if you go premium on some of these tools, you can remove the watermark. So people will not even know what tool you used to create those those products, right? So now, people can pick this up. A woman can get this and she's reading, oh, this is what I need to know. And at the end of the day, at the end of it, I can now come and say, visit my clinic, even though I didn't add it here. Visit our clinic, visit us at XYZ, so and so Abuja. We are also open to virtual consultation, right? So how do you now create? Let me show us. So you can easily integrate tools that would help you create anything that you want to create. Let's create one now. Let me go to my. So let me go to ChatGPT. Well, okay. Like, if I use my open it, this is what I see, right? If you go to this place, you will see a lot of things here. There are different tools. Time wouldn't permit me to start going into all of them one by one. I'll just focus on the ones that I came here for. I mean, this session is for, right? There are different tools here that you can use. If you go to this app now, you see a lot of tools, a lot of amazing tools that you can use for even research. There are GPTs that you can use for research. People don't know this part of ChatGPT, right? They just know how to use it to just generate content or images and all of that. But there's a whole lot. There's a whole lot that you can actually, get from this, right? So you can see, you can just come here and search apps and search and see, okay, what do I want to use it for? Maybe research. If I type research now, I'll see GPTs that are given to research, even medical research. Okay. So now let's go back. Now I can create a new project, right? I can create a new project. If you create that new project, all you need to do is go to this more options, right? Add the project. So let me say, rehabilitation entrepreneur. Okay, so what you need to now do is, let's say, entrepreneurship project, right? Go to more options, select if you want this project to only show you or only think with information that you make available to it, not the one that is available to you generally. All the conversations you've been having from ChatGPT, everything. If you want it to only be available, the only conversations coming here are going to be strictly for this project. You can select project only. Otherwise, if you want it to have access to all your other conversations, you can leave it open. Okay, so let me select project only. Okay, and create project. Now there's create project. Let me create it. And then you now see this, right? You can add files, you can add your resume, you can add anything, you can add ebook, you can add whatever you want to add that you want it to be thinking from. Now, edit instruction. Now, I can come here and say, think like an expert rehabilitation professional. Okay. A blend of all rehab professionals. I'm trying to be fast. Professionals in Nigeria. So now I'll show you an example of this kind of prompt. And let me just use this. You can edit it however you want. Okay. You can tell it to specifically give you only give me only research within the last 5 years. So now you can tell it top quality research, like the highest quality evidence A, whatever you want to call it. So now, write, okay, develop a piece of instructional document for Gamma free plan, right? Because the free plan, you can get some credits. You know, when you exhaust it, you can now pay. Now, topic is stroke. Stroke from triage to aftercare. So I'm just trying to, create something for us to see right here. And I want you to know that you can create this by yourself. You can create this by yourself. You can build apps by yourself. You can build stuff by yourself. So 10 slides, right? Goal. No. Goal is, okay. Ensure to outline timelines and when all other members of the team should come in. So now it's going to create this for me. And all I have to do is to stand aside as a supervisor. The future we are heading, I'm not even saying the future, it's the now. Okay. So this session is going to be over in the next 15 minutes. It's not going to be more than, 10 to 15 minutes. I'll try as much as possible to round off in 10 minutes. So this is what we have, right? This is what we have. So I'm automatically creating a document that can help anybody whose relative has had a stroke to understand what it is going to do. Now, this one now can serve as a document for for rehabilitation professionals. Now adapt the document as a guide for caregivers who are non-professionals, as a simple guide. So now it's going to still give me something else. So my own duty is to verify the information. and then at the end of the day, I would, get it. Now, I forgot to say something to it. I forgot to add something to it, but I can edit it later on, right? And that is add my name. Add my name and insignia. Okay, Chijioke Otiba, whatever. It's not necessary now. Okay, it's not necessary. I can edit that later. So now this is what we have. So I can use this to create a slide. If it is slide, you have to ensure that you put PPT, minimalistic PPT or minimalistic slide presentation, so that it will not be long on every slide. Okay. So now let me copy this. What do you want to do once you copy? You can go to Documents, Google Docs, and edit doc, and edit this. So you see, I think this is where I edited this one. I think, let me not even open. So now this is, paste what you have. Don't worry if I'm a bit fast, okay? The recording is going to be available so that you can do a follow along, okay? You can be following along, watching it maybe on your PC while creating with your phone, or the other way around. So now I will edit this last part because I don't need it. Edit it away, right? Then edit this one away as well. Oh, oops. So this and out. So now it's now up to you whether you want to put a price to this document or you want it to be free, right? You can tell your audience that you created something, and then if they get it, they can join your community, all of those things, whatever. So brain scan and diagnosis within the first hour. So you can go extra detailed. I didn't do that in this particular session, this thing, because I didn't even review. So now your own role is to keep reviewing. You can come back to that tool and say, oh, I want the exact timeline to be showing within the first 20 minutes. They should have been able to do this within the first, whatever. Patient should be on IV within the first 45 minutes, within the first 3 hours, emergency CT scan, within the first this, all of those things can be there, right? So now let's just assume that this one is Jara. I'll copy this and we'll go to this tool, right? Gamma. Okay, and put it there. Let me see. So let me create a new right? You can go to either paste in text or generate, right? Generate or paste in text if you want to flesh it out. So now I'm going to put this paste in text and leave it as document. Okay, I want a document, right? How do I want the document to be? Fluid or letter or A4 format? I can leave it like this, right? If it's presentation, you can still select whether you want it to be 9, the what's it called? The size. So now paste this, and this is what I have. You can edit it later. You can still edit it as much as you want. There's something called prompting with artificial intelligence, whereby you just keep giving instructions. So now, what do I want? Do I want to preserve the exact text, or do I want to summarize long text or generate from notes or an outline? So now, preserve this exact text. If you want it to be exactly what you have, well, let me use generate from notes or an outline. Okay, so that it would probably just flesh it out a bit for me. And this is what we have. So upgrade to plus to generate up to 20 cards. So this is where the issue is. Can I go and select card by card, right? And this is what we have. And depending on what you want, okay, do you want it concise? Do you want it detailed? Do you want it extensive? Then I can choose detailed, right? family members, and informed care. Exactly. So this is the target audience. And image source automatic. Select everything. Just choose everything here, and then go down, all the way down. Additional instructions. Let me see. Give accurate timelines. Let me see if it would for triage. Let me see if it will give me that. So let's go. Continue. Pick a theme. So you can scroll to the theme that you want. This is how I selected the theme. And let's say I want to just choose this. Okay. And I have generate. Okay. So once you're able to choose and generate what you want, just give it some time, and it's going to work. It's going to do everything for you. It's what we have here. And I mean, doing work in the background. You can even minimize your screen, or you can probably sleep off. So now, remember, I didn't put my name. I would have done that early, but I can still do that whenever I want to. But I would have to use my system, my PC, to log into my what's it called? My app, and edit it from there. So you can see this is like literally just writing a book within seconds, right? Without having to do extra work. And it's loading. So oftentimes when it's loading like this, I can decide to just minimize my screen and go do other things. Okay, I can decide to go and do other things, and then when it's done, I'll come back. Now, this is okay. Can you see first day of treatment, initial 24 hours? What happens? What it should be like? So this thing is just working for me, right? And at the end of the day, you can download it. Download it as a slide. If you wanted a slide, you can download it as a document. Whatever. Now, let me also show us something else. So I can use this tool, this AI Studio. Of course, I'll send a link. I'll send a link to this. It's actually not difficult to find, but I'll send a link on the group chat so that you can also try out something. Okay. We'll go back to that one. We'll go back to that one by the time it's done. Now, this is AI Studio. This is like how I build some of the tools that I use. So you can see, where is it? Build, right? So when I open this is the home screen, right? And I go to build. And so you can see some of the tools that I've used. That I've built, that I've developed. So now it's going to be easy for me, for people to use this. So now let me show you the reasoning behind this. Let me show you this. Okay, so this is what the app looks like. Okay, this is what the app looks like. So people can just come in. Of course, it's going to be full screen, more like the empowering recovery with evidence-based AI. So now, people can come in and begin triage. So they put in their details. So are you coming in as a patient or a clinician? Put in your details, your age, whatever, all your medical history, known issues, and then begin triage. And then, okay, please fill this out. Let me just put in something here. Let me put in something here. Mail and begin triage. Right? So now, you see? So it's going to keep giving information. It's going to keep giving information and guiding the person. To begin our evidence-based screening, could you please describe the chief complaint, be as specific as possible about the location and how long it's been bothering you? So the conversation continues. Now, this tool, I have primed the tool, I've prompted into the tool to be able to rule out red flags. So a patient who comes here and is typing something about the urine, change in urine color, or maybe some other thing, pain that is radiating, chest pain, whatever. The tool is already picking up a red flag. For the patient I used it last for, when she was done filling it, I just saw red flag that was flashing. I mean, there's something. This patient needs urgent referral. Now, these are some of the things that you can easily miss. And that's why for us as rehabilitation professionals, we need to be able to integrate tools that would help us to be more efficient for the sake of our patients. Now, let me now show you how you can build yours. Let me show you how you can build yours. I don't want to start going deeper into this. Back to start. So now, build your ideas with Gemini. Okay. So now, I can go to this your apps, right? No, I can go to build. Yeah, build. So from the build, you can see build AI apps, chat with models, and monitor usage. I can build AI apps. Describe your idea, right? So I want to build an audiology. So audiologists, please forgive me. I'm just trying to use an example. I don't want to keep using physiotherapy. Done a lot on that already. So I want to build an audiology screening tool. A basic audiology screening tool for people who have ear issues. So a triage and referral tool, right? So I'm just giving an example. Now, what you have to do is what we call vibe coding. Vibe coding, you can go to another tool, right? You can go to another tool, and by the time you're done describing that what you want to build, you can ask that tool, like ChatGPT. You can ask ChatGPT to vibe code the idea, right? And by the time it's done, you can now come here and you put it in. When you are done writing everything, the vibe code, you now select Nano Banana powered app. Okay. Now let me show you what I mean by vibe code. Okay. Vibe code me an audiology screening tool for Nano Banana. That's Gemini app builder. Okay. So now remember, you don't have to, how do I put it? You don't have to just put it out there like this, right? You can guide it, too. You have your own framework. You can tell it, okay, at this step, put this, at the second stage, do this, at this stage, do that. After everything, you use the app first and see how it goes, see how it works. And at the end of the day, you can now share with people to try it out and tell you their experience. So you can see what's here, right? And, at the end of the day, I can just copy this, right? And edit it. Meanwhile, let's see what this one give us. So even without doing any major thing, the tool is going to start developing, because there are already frameworks, there are already algorithms that it's going to be able to search, right? Now I can come back to this one. I just want the vibe code to paste. Now back to our gamma. Let's see how far it has gone. So this is what we have. The tool is done. I mean, it's generated. It's generated already. Oh, are we still going? Okay, so it's still creating it. So where's our AI studio? So now this is what we have. Allow this app to request camera allow. So now if I want to share, you see this share icon on top of my screen, right? You see this share icon. I'll go to this share and click it. Then you see publish your app, turn it on. Turn it on. And then you can copy this link and share it to anybody that you want to use this tool. Default to full screen. Yes, if the person clicks on the link, it will show them full screen, right? You can put your name, you can ask it, you can always edit it later, right? So now copy. You copy and share, right? You can now start giving instructions via this place. You can come here, giving instructions. Make changes, You can, okay, include my name in the first page, and then you send. I don't want to do it. You send. So you keep editing. So look at what this looks like. You see this person now, your ear health partner, professional grade audiology triage, AI-powered visual analyzer, and quick hearing screenings in one place. Start symptom triage. Now, patients can come and click, what's it called? Start, right? What's your primary complaint? They put hearing loss, sudden hearing loss, You see, sudden hearing loss, already the red flag. So instead of this patient to be waiting that, I've gone to the hospital, they said we should come back next week. The doctors are on strike, this, that. They already know that this is a red flag, right? Sudden hearing loss. They already know there is a red flag. So even if they don't get the help that they need, they're going to get the information from this application, right? So when they are done, they click and go to the next one. I don't have the time to start filling all of these things, but just so you can see, the power of these tools. Now, the person doesn't really need to be calling you all the time, but when they use this tool, and at the end of the day, when they are done, your details are at the back because you have put it here. You can tell it, I want this tool to market my service at the end. My service at the end. Visit our clinic at, you put venue, and whatever, call my number, call this number, whatever. Now when the person uses the app and then they get the information they are looking for, then they will easily trust you well enough to actually reach out to you and say, okay, I've done it, what next should I do? If you now build them, it will be easier for them to pay, of course. So look at this thing that we just created. Can you see? Okay, this an amazing stuff created so far just by clicking buttons. Like, I didn't stress, and it's not as if the information that you're getting is not quality. You specifically prompted this thing to give you the latest, most recent research information so that you can use it for your clients, and that's it. And then you can export. How do you export? Just go and click on export. These 3 lines, 3 dots here, click on it, click on export, then anyone with the link. Now I can copy this link and share with everybody here, and that is, anyone with the link, I can copy the link. So do you want anybody with the link to be able to view only, or edit, or comment, or have no access? Nobody can view or edit or do anything. Fine. So you can choose a view only, right? And confirm. If you want to lock it with password, fine. So now I can just copy this link and share with everybody. I can equally just go to export and export to PDF. Now, this is what I do sometimes. I just copy the link for some of the sessions I teach. Some of the people I teach, I have classes. I'll be like, okay, tonight's session is going to be delivered as a document. Well prepared, well designed document. Go through it and ask any questions. And I just do this within minutes and I send it to them. Now they will read through it. Wow, this was amazing. I love the outlook. Da, 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 da. Okay, this is the question I have, sir. And then they'll start asking questions and I start answering. Saves me the time I would have been using to do 2 hours live session or 3 hours live session. So now, export to PDF. You can export it to PDF. You can export to PowerPoint. You can export to Google Slides and it will send it to your mail, whatever you want. You can equally share it on LinkedIn. You see, I can choose which of my email accounts that I want it to show, to send it to. You can equally share on LinkedIn. So now if I share this on LinkedIn, if I should share this on LinkedIn, it's going to come out as a carousel, right? This is the last thing I'm going to be doing. We've already seen everything so far. So it's going to share as a carousel. Links or interactive elements. Okay, no problems. I think LinkedIn doesn't support sharing this. I used to share to LinkedIn before. So look at this document that we've created, right? So whether I share with somebody or I use it for a presentation, whichever the case may be. Okay, so this is the PPT, the PowerPoint. Okay, so if I want to use this for presentation, this is what we have. Okay, this is what it looks like. It looks like this because it is not meant to be PowerPoint, right? It's not meant to be PowerPoint. It's meant to be a PDF. It's meant to be a PDF. So I'll just go and check this one. So this is what it's giving me. Now, the reason it's like this, the reason it's this way is because I gave in too much information. If I used it exactly as it is, if I use preserved, it's going to be more clear. It's going to be more clear. It's going to be like this, more like this. Okay? But because I wanted to be greedy and I put all those information into 10 pages, that's a mistake I made. Okay? So don't do that mistake. I wanted it like that because I wanted more information. But then, if I want to still teach, right, I can use this directly and teach. That is, I can just go to Gamma directly and teach. Okay, yeah. So I was about posting this on LinkedIn. I'm not posting again. So now I can go to, you see, if I'm teaching people online and I'm using this, it's a continuous scroll, right? So the information is so easy. When I share this link with you, this is how you're going to see it. This is how you're going to see it. And you cannot download, you cannot share it, you cannot edit it, you cannot. So it's still an amazing platform for everybody to use. Okay. So try out this, try it out with fewer words, do all the editing that you need to do. Ensure that you tell ChatGPT that you're using this for 10 slides Gamma free plan. Because when you get your Gamma account, when you log in, you're going to have free, I think 480 credits or something like that. So the more you use, every usage, 40 credits will just go. So you have to be careful so that you don't waste credits. If you have more than 2 email accounts or more than 1 email account, you can get extra credits with that new account. So yeah, that's it so far. I hope this has really been of value to us. I hope it has really been of value to us. And I would want us to try out stuff. Be ready to, be ready to sell the value that you have. Don't be afraid to offer that value. People need what you're offering. People need what you are selling. People need it. It's not as if they don't need it and you're forcing them to get it. People need it. The system is in a mess. So people are looking for you. They need help. They are willing to pay for that help. There are people who are actually very, very willing to pay. There are people that when you even tell them your price, they're going to laugh at you in their heart and like, why is this person giving me this kind of poor price? Just is probably struggling with poverty, but let me just pay because they said I should pay this amount. But deep down, they want to pay more. That's just the truth. Deep down, they actually want to pay you more for the services that you're rendering. There are people that if you're able to bring them out from a particular tight corner, they would want to even give you way more than you asked for. So that's what I would want to this is where I would love to stop for tonight. Thank you all very much. And I don't know if I would have the time to take any questions, but I'm here. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for listening. Apologies for the delay. Thank you, MRTB. I especially appreciate the board for this opportunity. Thank you very much, Prof. Rufai. I am especially grateful. Thanks everyone, and thanks to the team. I look forward to your questions and feedback if there's any. Thank you. Thank you. Let me stop sharing my screen. Okay. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm really glad. I'm really glad. Thank you so much. Okay. So, oh, I thought it was somebody raising. I'm even the one raising my own hand. Thank you so much. If anybody has any questions, we can. I'll take it. I'll take the question. Otherwise, we'll call it a night. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay. For the. Okay. Yeah. Sure. 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 Okay. See, this is what we're trying to do. This is what we are trying to do. We're trying to get everyone on board, and we're trying to have special sessions for mentors. So we're going to be assigning mentors for different things. So people who want to start up businesses, depending on the kind of business you want to start, whether it's the knowledge base, coaching, instructing, training, products importation and marketing, private practice, all of those things. Anyone that you want to belong in, you would have to, you sign up, and then you'll be assigned mentors in that area, or you'll be assigned a particular mentor. So of course, I am going to be, I'm going to be doing a bipartite, bipartite arrangement, because I registered as I am mentoring, and I'm also going to register under some programs. So I look forward to that. Would still discuss how that's going to happen. I mean, how the whole thing is going to be structured. But then reaching out to me, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to me. I'll share some resources, But then I mean, we'll still get to go deeper on, and all of these things. We'll get to go deeper on them. There are a lot of tools, a whole lot of resources that will make life easy for you. So yeah, thank you so much for joining
Dr.
in.
Tiba, this is Dr. Famode here.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes, thank you for your presentation. I just want to share with the house that we have two sessions every week. The next session, this will be on Thursday. I would advise that the participant look at the information you have shared with us, digest it, and when you come on Thursday, we can have questions, dialogue, discussion. And if there are other things you want to share with us more, we can do that more on Thursday session.
Okay, sir. That works. I'll share the link to the documents that I use for this training, so that anybody can easily go through it. Thank you, Dr. Famuyide. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. You'll be here today, so I'm one of your students for today.
It's an honor, sir. It's an honor. Thank you, sir. Okay, so I think we can I don't know if there's any other person who wants to say anything. Is Prof here? So that he
I'm
can.
here, but I'm a student today. Yeah, so just close it. That's a lot. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Prof. Thank you so much, sir. All right, so we'll be meeting on Thursday. We'll be meeting on Thursday for our next session, a continuation of where we stopped today. And I really appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Prof. Thank you for coming in, despite the fact that we had challenges earlier. We look forward to keep improving in the experience that we are having, learning and sharing. Thank you, everybody, and have an amazing night rest. Bye.